Hey everyone, it's Caito, and today I'm so excited to be talking about 5 design tips to hopefully elevate your in-game spaces in Palia. I don't know about y'all, but I have been so obsessed with this game, and to be honest with you, it's becoming almost life-consuming, and obviously the first thing that I want to do in any game is design. Lucky for me, Palia makes it so easy to decorate in this game. But when there are a lot of customization options, when there are so many tools at your disposal, it can start to become overwhelming. So I want to start this off basic. The number one tip that I have for you when you're starting out designing in Palia, and that has to do with the crafting table. Palia has a unique feature in their game where the first time that you craft an item, you'll be able to unlock a new DIY recipe to then craft something further. For example, I have the industrial set here. I don't have too many items from this set, but if I craft the industrial nightstand, it will give me 3 different options for something that I want to learn how to make. Obviously, I'm going to pick this plant in the middle. And there we go, I've now unlocked the recipe for the industrial planter. Now I can't craft it just yet, I don't have the materials, but once I do craft it, I'll unlock another recipe from the industrial set, so on and so forth until I have all of the recipes from this set. And that's actually how it works for all of the furniture in this game. So when you visit the furniture store down in Kilima, I know it's going to be tempting to buy all of the furniture that's in there, but don't make the mistake that I did and spend all of your gold trying to buy the cute furniture, thinking that you're not going to get it later, because you will. You will unlock it by crafting, and that is definitely the route to go. Next up, I want to talk about wallpaper because this is another thing that I absolutely love in the game, and it's the ability to completely customize the look of your house by placing wallpaper on individual walls. As you can see, I have mostly the white, just starter wallpaper in here. I don't have too much in my house, but I do have this accent wall over here with the wooden wallpaper. If I wanted to, I could go around and I could put this wallpaper on every single wall, or I could do 2 walls. You can do whatever you want to. 2 walls, 3 walls, all the walls, it doesn't matter. And then if you want to remove it, all you do is hit Control to go into your editing mode and remove the wallpaper, and that's it. It's gone. But not only that, it gets even better because if you come outside, you can actually place the wallpaper on the outside of your house, which I just think is going to make everyone's houses so unique. There are so many different wallpapers you can buy, but they are so expensive. So this is the only one that I have to show you today, but I'm excited to collect more, and I'm excited to just continue customizing my house this way. I cannot do a design tips video without talking about fencing, and I absolutely love fencing. I think it can change a space completely. You can use it so many different ways, but one thing about Palia is they only have this one fence. And I couldn't stand for that, okay? This fence is great. It's cute. She's country chic. I love her. But I was kind of tired of it. So I want to show you how you can take this fence and use it in a variety of different ways to make your plot unique. So I've actually done 2 different design styles on half of my house here. And I don't know which one I'm going to stick with because I do really like them both. This one here, I just have the individual log pieces placed right next to each other. And I will say, this takes a long time to do, but I do feel like it's worth it. And I feel like there are so many more things you can do with this, placing it in different sections of your plot. You don't have to put it all the way around your house. You could just do a small, tiny section, maybe around a farm, something like that. I will say the con of this one is it doesn't really let as much light through between the different logs. But then over here, I've decided to place 1 log, and then I did 3 pieces in between and then place another log. And you can do different patterns based on what you like. I do like this one because it just looks a little bit more full, but it also lets light through and you can see through it. So this one doesn't have a log in between it. It's basically just a strand of 3 pieces of fence put together, and then you put another strand of 3 pieces of fence right next to it. Then I also have a version which is just staggered individual planks, which is slightly different from the version I showed you earlier with the planks right next to each other. And all you have to do to recreate these fences is place 1 piece of fence down. You're going to double click on your mouse to completely place it, which will back you out of the editing screen. And then repeat that process, or you can do a strand of fence depending on what style you're wanting to create. But if you're just placing them all individually, you're just going to keep double clicking your mouse and placing them where you want to put them. Now hopefully we will get some more fences in the future, but in the meantime, definitely play around with all of the different ways that you can use this one fence, and I'm sure there are so many more that I didn't even showcase here, but I do think this can really set your plot apart from everyone else's. Now I am coming inside for this next tip, and this is just something that I wanted to point out because Palia just lets us do this so well, and that is the art of clutter. Now, if you don't know, when you're in the editing mode by hitting Control, they do have a grid here that you can use. If you're someone who likes symmetry, if you're someone who needs a little bit of help placing things, if you want them to be even with something else, I think having the grid as an option is amazing. I love this. But if you hit Z, you can actually get rid of that grid, and that's going to allow you to move things even closer together. It's not going to snap them into place the same way it will when you have the grid on. And this just allows you to place items so close together. You can get all of these tiny little jars and jugs and glasses and just put tons of them together. I love this. I'm just so obsessed with clutter, and the fact that I'm able to do that in this game just makes me so happy. So as you start collecting things, I highly recommend trying to place them next to each other. I just think having a cluttered space just makes everything feel so cozy and lived in, and I love it. Last but not least is just another feature that I love about this. There's just so much freedom with decorating here, and that's just the ability to place things on a diagonal. If you use the Q and E keys on your keyboard, it allows you to rotate items any direction that you want them to be, and I highly recommend placing things on a diagonal to add some more interest to an area. I could very easily have these 2 chairs, for example, just facing straight forward, but the fact that I've turned them, it just makes it feel more realistic in my opinion. So definitely go around if you have everything lined up. I know a lot of us are so used to having everything not on a diagonal because honestly, not many games allow for you to place on a diagonal. But go into your space, see what you can rotate, and see how much interest you can add to your area just by changing that one little thing. So those are my 5 design tips for Palia so far. Let me know if you plan on using any of these in your game down in the comments below. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate if you'd like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!